Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome. From the four corners of the world, to the four corners of this ring, the fight starts now! How do you like it?
Off the shoulder. So aggressive, so focused.
Look at these two guys! Still the undisputed champion of the world!
Well, a very good afternoon, everybody, from Birmingham, and welcome back to Fight Week. It's Friday and it's weigh-in day ahead of a big night of boxing, heading to the Resorts World Arena tomorrow night. Headlined by Tyler Denny, who makes the first defence of his European middleweight title against former British and Commonwealth champion Felix Cash, live right here on DAZN. Jamie Ward here to bring you all the proceeds for today's official weigh-in. Alongside me, as always, former IBF World Middleweight Champion, Mr. Darren Barker. Darren, when you look at a card like this, for the whole build-up, and this week especially, I've used the word solid. A lot at stake, a fair bit of needle as well, and very competitive, exciting fights. This is why we love it.
Yeah, I think that's bang on. That's a fair assessment. If you don't like this card, you don't like boxing. There's a bit of everything on there. We've got the history as well in a females fight. I think that the two top fights are incredible. I mean, the chief support, stop it. That is nuts. That is carnage. And the main event, so much on the line.
What is your pick of the undercards? What are you most looking forward to taking your seat ringside to watch?
I'd have to say the chief support, because I know boxing and I know that is utter madness. For as long as that lasts, that is carnage.
I think the boxing tomorrow might be a bit more exciting than the football we watched yesterday.
I hope so. I hope so,
Well,
mate.
maybe Gareth might draft in Eddie Hearn after all. Who knows? Here is a little reminder of the order of play for today's weigh-in, and also the order of play for all the action this weekend on DAZN. 4:45 p.m. Matchroom and DAZN YouTube. 6-round heavyweight affair kicks things off. Anthony Joshua managed Emmanuel Odiaza meets Kelvin Masarika. 4-0 super bantamweight Muhammad Ali continues his professional journey against Kelvin Majid of France and begins his new chapter under new trainer Anthony Crolla as well. The always exciting 3-0 Ibrahim Spider Suleiman fights for the second time this year in what will be his first 6-round contest against 3-1 Jesus Gonzalez of Colombia, and there's also a rematch to look forward to. After losing the first time against Reece Bellotti last year, Akid Fiaz is back in there with the always game Kane Baker after they settled the score back in October of 2020. They will do battle once again in what will also be Kane's last dance as a professional. Can he go out with a bang in his hometown? That is your Before the Bell main event. We then cross live to the DAZN broadcast at the usual time of 7 p.m. and raising the curtain after a terrific professional debut 8 weeks ago. Amateur star, now 1-0, one knockout super flyweight professional Hamza Udin returns against 4-1 Julio Commerso. Battle of the unbeatens, and as Darren said, history beckons. Shannon Ryan and Emma Dolan collide over 10 two-minute rounds for Emma's Commonwealth title and the vacant inaugural female British super flyweight championship at 115 pounds. After Jordan Flynn was forced out, unfortunately, through injury of his highly anticipated clash with Cameron Vong, in steps Jeff Ofori, who you'll remember stopped unbeaten prospect Callum French, a former amateur teammate of Vong's last year. Can he do it again? Vong versus Ofori, 10 super lightweight rounds. There's a welterweight cracker. Not much more to say about this one. Lewis Crocker versus Conor Walker go to welterweight war. Blood, guts, thunder, fireworks, whatever you want to call it. A big fight potentially awaits the winner. WBA International 147 pounds title on the line before your main event. Tyler Denny makes the first defence of his European middleweight title against Felix Cash, who makes his ring return after 18 months out of the ring, looking to reignite his career, his story under new trainer Adam Booth. So much to look forward to here, and it's all live from Resorts World Arena in Birmingham, around the world, exclusively on DAZN. I'm hearing we are just about ready to get today's weigh-in underway. Let's hand over to our MC for all of today's action, our very own Mr. David Diamante.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It's an absolute pleasure to welcome everybody here to the Resorts World Arena in Birmingham, England, for the official weigh-in of our big night of fights taking place here on Saturday night. It's all being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing, and all the action will go out live around the world exclusively on DAZN. We're sponsored by Betfred, Stagefront, Everlast, Forged Irish Stout, Riyadh Season, and Drip. It's a heck of a fight card. We have 9 fights on the card, 3 title fights, and at the top of the bill, Tyler Denny, Felix Cash for the European Middleweight Championship. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's go ahead and bring the fighters up to the stage so they can face the scale and face each other. Our first contest, 4 rounds in the heavyweight division. Now making his way to the stage with a professional record of 2 victories, 1 defeat. He has 1 win coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Manchester, England, please welcome Kevin Mazarica. And his opponent now making his way to the stage. His young professional record thus far perfect. 3 fights, 3 victories with 2 of his 3 wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Heidelberg, Germany by way of Wolverhampton. Please welcome Emmanuel Odiaza. Now to the scale, Kevin Mazarica. $243.54. And now to the scale, Emmanuel Odiaza. $254.36 for Emmanuel Odiaza. 254.36.
Well, Emmanuel Odiaza here, Darren, part of the 258 Anthony Joshua setup, of course. Good to see him back on the big stage, looking to impress.
Odiaza versus Mazarica, 4 rounds heavyweights matchroom boxing, live on DAZN from Birmingham, England.
Got to watch Odiaza. Darren, on the Reece Bellotti Liam Dillon card. What is there to like?
He's got a bit of everything about him. Very relaxed, calm rhythm in the ring, can punch. Tidy in his work, doesn't waste much. Very talented.
Yeah, first round knockout last time out in his native Germany, looking for much of the same. Tomorrow night, back to David to continue the win.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our next contest, 6 rounds in the super bantamweight division. Now making his way to the stage, 2 victories against 1 defeat. From Elincourt, France, please welcome Kelvin Majid. And his opponent now making his way to the stage. Professional record, 4 victories, no defeats, 1 win coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Leicester. Please welcome Mohammed Mustafa Ali. Now to the scale, Kelvin Majid. $123.22 from Majid. 123.22. Now to the scale, Mohammed Mustafa Ali. $124.46 for Ali.
Muhammad Ali, second 6 rounder for him. Fight number 5, new trainer. As you can see, former world champion, Mr. Anthony Crolla. This is their first fight together. Muhammad's first fight this year as well. He'll be excited, Darren, to get to work in this new chapter.
Yeah, first fight of the year for Muhammad Ali. You want to be busy as a young prospect coming through, and we want to see this type of talent fighting regularly. You know, he really is a talented fighter. Got an awful lot to like about him. Very smooth, relaxed, spiteful when he gets the opportunity. So it's good to see him out this year for the first time.
Ali versus Majid, 6-round super bantamweights, matchroom boxing, live on DAZN from Birmingham, England.
Yep, look forward to seeing Muhammad Ali back would just like to say as well, very recently lost his grandmother, as he said yesterday at the press conference. Everyone at Matchroom passes on all their thoughts and love to him and all the family. No doubt he'll make her very proud tomorrow night in the ring. But like you say, Darren, good to see him back, and also good to see Ibrahim Suleiman back as well. Sold a lot of tickets once again. This kid is exciting, can really fight. Here's David to bring him up to the stage.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go 6 rounds in the super lightweight division with our next contest. Pardon me, in the lightweight division, now making his way to the stage. 3-1 his record. He fights out of Cincelejo, Colombia. Please welcome Jesus Gonzalez. And his opponent now making his way to the stage. His professional record, 3 victories, no defeats. 2 of his 3 wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of right here in Birmingham. Here's the 4-time national champion, Ibrahim Spider Suleiman. Now to the scale, Jesus Gonzalez. 135.44 for Jesus Gonzalez. Now to the scale, the undefeated Brummy Ibrahim Spider Suleiman. $135.76 for Ibrahim Spider Suleiman.
First 6 rounder down for Spider. I think he calls himself Spider because the punches come from everywhere. He is exciting.
He really is. If he gets a sniff of victory, he does not let you off the hook. He's all over you like a rat. Very, very good fighter.
Six rounds, lightweights, Gonzalez Suleiman, Matchroom Boxing, live on DAZN from Birmingham, England.
And there's a rematch, Darren, as well, brewing tomorrow night. An important fight for both fighters for different reasons.
Yeah, and it could be the end of their careers. I mean, Kane Baker's alluded it's going to be his last fight. I'm not 100% sure.
He says it definitely is.
He says never knows.
That's up to him to decide. Big fight for Akib Fiaz as well, looking to get back on track. Here's David to bring them up.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go 8 rounds in the in the super featherweight division. Now making his way to the stage, 19 victories, 11 defeats, 2 draws with 1 win coming by way of knockout. Here is the former Midlands area champion, fighting out of Birmingham, England, Mexican Baker. And his opponent now making his way to the stage, 12 victories, 1 defeat, 1 win coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Oldham, please welcome Akib Fiaz. Now to the scale, Mexican Baker. $135.44 for Kane Baker, 135.44. And now to the scale, Akib Fiaz. $134.48 for Akib Fiaz.
First due to fight down the course, August 2020 at Fight Camp. Happened in October 2020, a fight that Akib Fiaz won on points over 8 rounds. 4 years later, they do it all again. And like you say, Kane tells us this is his last fight, but this is a very, very important fight in the career of Akib Fiaz.
I hope you get these clothes Saturday, son. I hope you're these clothes because I'm going to be there all fucking night. All night. This pensioner's going to punch fuck out. Yeah, I know, mate. I'm going to show you what old school is, son. Yes. You just hold. Don't run.
Diaz versus Baker, 8-round super featherweights, matchroom boxing, live on DAZN from Birmingham, England.
Don't mind that, Darren. There is history between these two, but like we keep saying, Kane so eager to go out in his hometown with a win here. But for Fiaz, I mean,
Has to bounce back.
Lost to Exploit. This is must-win for him.
Yeah, you can't. Back-to-back defeats here is very damaging to your career. Kane Baker wants to sign off, if he does sign off, with a victory. There's a lot to like about this fight.
Akib Fiaz versus Kane Baker 2, the rematch. You're before the bell main event tomorrow. Broadcast continues.
The weigh-in continues right here. 6-round super flyweights. Now making his way to the stage. Professional record, 4 victories, 1 defeat, 1 win coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Madrid, Spain. Please welcome Julio Il Doctore Commerso. Commerso. And his opponent now making his way to the stage, his young professional record. Perfect so far, 1 fight, 1 victory, and that victory came by way of knockout. Fighting out of Walsall, please welcome the 8-time national champion and the 7-time international gold medalist, Hamza, the Great Udin. Udin. Now to the scale, Il Doctore, Julio Commerso. $117.88 for Julio Commerso. 117.88. Now to the scale, Hamza the Great Udin. 117.4 for Hamza the Great. 117.4.
What a debut he had, Darren. It was just about everything he could have done. He did. It was special. You were very impressed.
I was. He gave me the opportunity to lose my mind at the comms desk. He's promised me a similar performance.
Yep, Julio Commerso boxed Muhammad Ali, who's also on the card, of course. That went 6 rounds. What was Muhammad Ali's last fight? Good little measuring stick, this for Hamza Udin, who I, from speaking to him this week, know he'll be looking to go one better.
Udin versus Commerso, 6-round super flyweights, matchroom boxing, live on DAZN from Birmingham, England.
Hamza Udin versus Julio Commerso opens up the live DAZN broadcast, 7 p.m. tomorrow night, and history beckons in this next contest, Darren. We can't wait for this. Words have been shared, but ultimately it all comes down to what happens in the ring tomorrow night. Shannon Ryan and Emma Dolan, really excited for this one.
Yeah, and I think stylistically this will gel. Contrasting styles, Dolan long, tall, but she's got that fire in her eyes. She wants to get stuck in. Shannon Ryan, we know she's just a pocket rocket. Brilliant, brilliant contest.
Yeah. Emma Dolan says she has no doubt. Shannon Ryan with a point to prove. Let's bring them to the stage.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to weigh in the first of our 3 title fights, as Mr. Eddie Hearn from Matchroom Boxing is proud to present 10 rounds for the British and Commonwealth Super Flyweight Championship. Now making her way to the stage, undefeated professional record, 6 victories, no defeats, 1 win coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Norwich, here's the reigning and defending Commonwealth Super Flyweight Champion, Emma Dolan. And their opponent now making her way to the stage, also a perfect professional record, 7-0, fighting out of Watford. Here's the reigning and the undefeated WBA International Super Flyweight Champion, Shannon Chaos Ryan. Now to the scale, Emma Dolan. 114.88 for Emma Dolan, 114.88. And now to the scale, the undefeated Shannon Chaos Ryan. $113.86 for Shannon Chaos Ryan.
Yeah, massive moment for both this, Darren. The inaugural female Super Flyweight British Championship on the line for the very first time. Also, of course, Emma's Commonwealth title, which she's just placing on our left shoulder there. There has been verbals in the past between these two when they've come face to face. Let's listen in now. Eddie Hearn's in the middle.
Ryan versus Dolan, 10 rounds for the British and Commonwealth Super Flyweight Championship. Matchroom Boxing, live on DAZN from Birmingham, England.
Yep, looking forward to this one. Both fighters supremely confident as well. Who will leave Birmingham with both belts? Who will lose their unbeaten record? Who will etch their name into the history books? As I always say, all the questions answered tomorrow. One place to watch it all, and that is DAZN. Coming up next, how about this for a replacement opponent, Darren? Not long notice at all for Cameron Vong. Jeff Ofori, though, he's full of confidence. Let's bring both fighters to the stage.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going 10 rounds in the super lightweight division. Now making his way to the stage, his professional record, 13 victories, 7 defeats, 2 draws, with 4 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Tottenham, please welcome Jeff Jumanji Ofori. And his opponent now making his way to the stage. Perfect young professional record, 4-0 with 3 knockouts. He fights out of Blythe, Cameron, the one, Vong. And now to the scale, Jeff Jumanji Ofori. $139.94 for Jeff Jumanji Ofori. And now to the scale, Cameron Vong. $139.38 for Cameron, the one, Vong.
Cameron Vong, very highly touted, Darren. 4-0, 3 knockouts, young, flashy, confident, skillful. Jeff Ofori said at the press conference yesterday, despite being a replacement opponent, he's no stepping stone for anyone. And if Cameron can do it, he can. If he can't, he can't. What do you make of that?
That's a proper step up, this. This shows you the belief that Cameron and the team have in him. Destined for big things. Got to get past Jeff Ofori, who means business.
I always come down to I don't change. I'm changing nothing. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. When it gets deep in there, yeah? If you last that long. We'll see. If you last that long, man. We couldn't do fuck all. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. When I start hitting you, we'll see. We'll see how old I am. We'll see how old I am. That's what you think. That's what you think. When I start landing, when I start landing.
Shadow boxing and then
Or 10 rounds.
shadow
When I
boxing.
start landing. When I start landing, the front boys, we're going to change.
Vong versus Ofori, 10-round super lightweights, matchroom boxing, live on DAZN from Birmingham, England.
Always a big smile on your face, Darren Barker, when the verbals start in the head-to-heads.
Oh, I love a bit of needle. I love it. Look, Jeff Ofori, one thing for sure in this fight for him, he's not going to be overawed. He knows he can cause an upset. Cameron Vong, he's looked very impressive.
Yeah, Vong versus Ofori on the live DAZN broadcast will lead us in to this one. Not much more that we can say. Welterweight war. Lewis Crocker, Conor Walker, the chief support tomorrow live from the Resorts World Arena in Birmingham, right here on DAZN for the final face-off before they meet in the ring. Let's bring David in to get them to the stage.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to weigh in the chief support of the evening, as Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing, in association with Conlon Boxing, are proud to present 10 rounds for the WBA International Welterweight Championship. Introducing first to the stage, please welcome the defending champion. His professional record, 13 victories, 2 defeats, 1 draw, with 5 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Wolverhampton, here's the reigning and defending WBA International Welterweight Champion, Conor the Wolf Walker. And his opponent now making his way to the stage. He has a perfect professional record, 19 victories, no defeats, 11 of his 19 wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Belfast. Here is Lewis, the Crocker. Now to the scale, Conor the Wolf Walker. .146 for Conor the Wolf Walker. And now to the scale, the undefeated Lewis, the Crocker. .146.68 for Lewis, the Crocker.
We have a fight, Darren, and that is the main thing. Both fighters weighing in inside that 147 pounds welterweight limit. Crocker is big for the weight, isn't he? I mean, had some issues, didn't he? Short notice, though, it's fair to say, against Jose Felix. But here we go.
The belt looks well. 20 in a row. You'll be a super medal in it, don't worry.
Yeah, no, that's not going to be
Let's go!
Crocker versus Walker. 10 rounds for the WBA International Welterweight Championship. Matchroom Boxing, live on DAZN from Birmingham, England.
You're so excited, you're interrupting David Diamante, Darren.
How can this not be fireworks? When you look at these stylistically, they're going to meet in the middle of the ring. It's going to be nuts.
I might do a groan counter for you from the commentary desk. Can't wait. Welterweight war tomorrow night. The Croc versus the Wolf. Lewis Crocker versus Conor Walker. Cannot wait. Your chief support tomorrow live on DAZN. It's main event time. Here's David.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It's an absolute pleasure to welcome everybody here to the Resorts World Arena in Birmingham, England, for the official weigh-in of our big night of fights taking place here on Saturday night. And it's now time to weigh in the main event of the evening, as Mr. Eddie Hearn from Matchroom Boxing is proud to present 12 rounds for the European Middleweight Championship. Now making his way to the stage, please welcome the challenger. Professional record, perfect. 16 fights, 16 victories, with 10 victories coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Workingham, Reading, here is the former British, Commonwealth, and WBC International Middleweight Champion, Felix Cash. And his opponent now making his way to the stage. He is the defending titleist. He's a southpaw with a record of 18 victories, 2 defeats, 3 draws, and 1 win coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Rowley Regis here in the West Midlands. Here is the former British middleweight champion and the reigning and defending European middleweight champion, Tyler Denny. Denny. Now to the scale, Felix Cash.
Don't give me that rubbish. Yeah, good help.
$159.92 for Felix Cash, 159.92.
Felix Cash, Darren, weighing in inside the middleweight limit as we bring Tyler Denny to the
And
scale.
now to the scale, the defending titleist, Tyler Denny. $159.54 for the defending European middleweight champion, Tyler Denny.
We have a fight, Darren. Both fighters weighing in inside the 160-pound middleweight limit, the European middleweight crown, a belt formerly held by yourself, Darren. Up for grabs in the main event tomorrow night. Tyler Denny against Felix Cash. First defence for Tyler Denny against the man in Felix, as I said, looking to reignite his career under new trainer Adam Booth. All the questions answered tomorrow night in the ring as we bring the fighters together for the final face-off before they go to battle tomorrow night. We'll also be hoping to grab a quick word with the fighters on the stage as well.
Face to face, boys, please. Dead at the weight, so dead at the weight. Don't get more about it. Dead at the weight. Don't get more about it. I'm going to tell you, I'm dead at the weight. Finish. Finish. I'm going to finish it. You're fucked. You finish on the You're absolutely fucked. You're fucked. You're fucked. How the fuck am I made? How the fuck is You're on the way. I'm too big for you. I'm going to knock you back out. You're fucked. You're fucked. You don't worry about that. You don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. You'll get knocked out. You'll get knocked in now. You'll get knocked in now. You'll get knocked in now. What's what? Who what? What's it?
Tyler Denny, Felix Cash. Main event, 12 rounds for the European Middleweight Championship. Matchroom Boxing, live on DAZN from Birmingham, England.
Thank you, boys.
We are hopefully going to bring in Tyler for a quick word. Tyler, we'll face the crowd as well. Weight made. Just tell us what's going through your mind now and what was said here in the final face-off.
The guy's just a little sausage, man. He's been here 5 times today trying to make weight. He's finally done it. He got naked and that. So I just let him know you trained at the weight. And he got nothing to say, has he? So yeah, he give me a little push, but you know, so I'm going to punch him up tomorrow. So it's nice.
Talking about the push, you think you've got under his skin heading into this fight?
Of course, man. He's rattled, man. He's rattled. He's dry as fuck. He's rattled. He's, you know, his time's done, man. Felix Cash well done, you've had a good career, but you're done.
This is your moment, Tyler. You're the A side of the main event, defending that blue and gold belt for the first time in Birmingham. What does this mean to you, and what is your final prediction for these fans?
It means everything to me, man, and you know it's going to be rocking to my mind with Conor Walker's people as well, Kane Baker's as well. It's going to be a mad, man. The Black Country's going to take over, man. It's going to be hands still. That's what you're going to hear at the end.
Tyler, wish you the very best of luck. I'm going to throw over to Darren, who's over there with Felix Cash.
Thanks, Jamie. Felix just giving me his bottle of water. Thanks, mate. You got the heaviest pants in boxing.
It was heavy, wasn't it? Fuck me, too heavy.
Look, 18 months out of the ring, you're back. How excited are you to put on a very good performance?
Listen, very excited for Saturday night. Thanks for everyone to come out. Listen, Saturday night I'm going to show everyone how good I am, and show everyone that I'm back, and back where I should be on these big lights and in some big fights.
With that 18 months out, like I say, for you, where's your mindset? Is it about looking good? Is it more than just winning here for you?
For me, obviously everyone wants to look good. Obviously the win's the main thing, but for me, in the back of my head and in my mind, and what I've been visualising is a clinical performance and show my boxing skill and my level in this fight.
Final prediction?
I'll get him out of there. Get him out of there, 100%.
Felix, thank you, mate.
Hey champ, I know why you're here. You're a born winner, the top dog. You have a proper punch on you. It only takes one, eh? But I know you're not all about throwing haymakers. You know your bobs from your weaves. And you know DAZN's got over 150 live events every year. Over 150. Proper stacked. All the action, the chaos, the comebacks, the non-stop knockouts. Big fights every week. So get those gloves back on. Together, we're boxing royalty. DAZN, undisputed.
Well, just before we wrap up today's weigh-in, promoter Eddie Hearn has joined us up here in the studio. Every face-to-face, few verbals, you love it, he loves it. This is what it's all about.
I don't know, I think I had whiplash from that shove from Felix Cash. It was a big old push, but you know, every fight is fascinating tomorrow night. Even before the bell action, you know, we go back to Akib Fiaz and Kane Baker, a lot of our young stars as well. Hamzruddin, you know, he's fighting a man a couple of divisions above him. Jeff Afori, Cameron Vong was pretty fascinating, actually, really. It was really like a young whippersnapper against an old experienced head. And I loved their back and forth. You'll see it all later on across socials. I think Emma Dolan against Shannon Ryan, terrific fight. Conor Walker against Lewis Crocker is just going to be electric. And this is a brilliant middleweight fight. Really, really good fight. The skills of Felix Cash, the power early on, the engine of Tyler Denny, going to be asking all the questions tomorrow night. Brilliant card, top to bottom.
What was said in that final face-off there between the main event?
Talking about weight, really. You know, I think Tyler Denny believes Felix Cash is very tight at the weight, said he's been checking his weight all week. You're dry, you're finished, your career is over tomorrow night. And obviously Felix didn't take too kindly for it. I thought Felix looked well. You know, sometimes you can see in a fighter's face particularly how hard they've made weight. Don't forget, we've been around Felix Cash making weight many times in his career. I think that's one of the best I've ever seen him look in terms of his face. And that's sometimes a telltale factor of how dehydrated a fighter is, how tough it's been to make those numbers. And I thought he looked strong, but he's coming up against a machine in Tyler Denny whose main attribute is his engine, you know, is his tenacity. And doing that, coming back after 18 months out of the ring, he's going to ask himself a lot of serious questions tomorrow night. If he's up for it, if he's in love with his sport, if it means the world to him, I believe he wins tomorrow night. But if it's not, if he's 1 foot in, 1 foot out, he's going to have a very tough night's work against Tyler Denny.
Pressure on Felix Cash, like you mentioned the time out there, 18 months.
I mean, we always say it, don't we? Like, when you've been through what he's been through, you've fallen out of love with the sport, you've fallen back in love with the sport, a defeat can be so crippling emotionally and mentally that it's a lot to come back from. And, you know, if you're Felix Cash, who, you know, beat Denzel Bentley, was on the verge of fighting for a world title, and then gets beat against Tyler Denny for the European title, and you're coming back and you're getting offered fights for British middleweight titles or eliminators for Britain, I'm not sure he's going to want to be there. He seems to have rediscovered the love and the passion for the sport with Adam Booth, and Adam's going to play a big part tomorrow night in this fight. You know, not just in the mentality of giving him that belief, stepping back in the ring out so long, but during the fight. It's going to get tough. You know, I think Felix can do it, but, you know, unless he gets him out of there early, you know, Tyler Denny's going to be working him all night. And that's the same kind of thing. I think you've got the co-main event and the main event, 2 fights where they're going to go to the trenches. You know, I know Lewis Crocker's a big puncher as well, but Conor Walker, he couldn't be more up for it. You know, we were sitting there this morning talking to him, having coffee. He's like, this is everything to him. Yeah. You know, tomorrow night you're going to see blood, guts, hunger, desire. And that's what's going to give us thrilling fights, top to bottom.
Yeah, stylistically, I think both of those fights gel anyway, but there's a pot of gold for both winners, isn't there?
Well, Conor Walker said to me, you know, you said yesterday that if I win this fight, my next fight, I'll be able to buy myself a house and pay off my mortgage. He says, what sort of area were you looking at? Were you talking about London or were you talking about Wolverhampton? I said, no, Wolverhampton. But that's what's on the line for him. Like, for Lewis Crocker, you know, he's an undefeated guy with a record to protect, chance to headline in Belfast, chance to bring potential world championship fights to Belfast. And for Conor Walker, you're talking about just carrying on this incredible journey back from really losing from the English title to being ranked number, 5 of the WBA, and him looking at big fights in America, you know, headlining here on his own in a massive fight, 147 pounds. So, like, you talk about a pot of gold, there really is for those two guys. And in the middleweight division for the main event, you talk about Carlos Adames, you talk about Ezrendi Lara, you talk about Janibek. They're all targets that are achievable to actually bring to the UK in big fights, or big fights in America. You know, you've got Hamza Shiraz, you've got Chris Eubank Jr., you've got domestically a good shot. I like, you know, if Felix can come through here, I'd love to see him fight Hamza Shiraz. I think that'd be a tremendous fight. And both those fights, the winner moves on into life-changing opportunities, and the loser, it's a long way back.
Would you still be interested in making Felix against Ammo Williams? That was a fight, obviously, was talked about.
Look, Ammo's did a great job in Saudi Arabia. He's going to come back. There's a fight for the future. But, you know, like I said, we'd like to get an opportunity to run it back with Queensberry on Hamza Shiraz, but we know they've got plans as well. But that's the kind of fights that are out there. Felix Cash against Chris Eubank, Felix Cash against Liam Smith. You know, they're all fights that are there, but Felix has got to prove himself as a European champion, get back in that top 15 in the world rankings. He has the ability. Tomorrow night, we're going to find out if he's all in this sport.
So much to look forward to, so much to look forward to. Tomorrow night, right here on DAZN, 4:45 p.m. Matchroom DAZN YouTube channel score. Before the bell, 7 p.m. live DAZN broadcast. As Eddie says, all the questions will be answered tomorrow night. From myself, from Darren Barker, from Eddie Hearn. We'll see you tomorrow.